Cosmic 2 Slasher Review.
Okay, no more wheel. Time to get down to business. This is round 2 of Murder Madness. The decisions, what the fuck? The decisions do not get any easier, though.
No.
I guess we can start on the left side of the bracket.
And what quadrant is that?
There's no more quadrants anymore. They're mixed up. You guys can't say quadrants anymore.
What do you mean they're mixed up?
What
Yeah.
2 quadrants is this made from?
It's a half now.
The upper left and the lower left quadrants.
Thank you, Rob.
But the
No.
80s are going against the 70s are going against the 90s and the
What?
No, god damn it.
No, we haven't gotten to that part yet.
Yeah, we did. The 70s went against the 90s and the 80s went against the 2000s already. They're all mixed up. No more quadrants.
No, there's still quadrants, Mikey, because it should be all 70s movies against 70s movies still, which would be upper left quadrant.
Oh fuck,
Yeah.
it is. It's not all the way down yet.
Yeah.
Next round though?
No.
Yeah,
not until we
next
get to
round it'll
4.
be 2 quadrants.
God damn it. I'm drunk, high, and a little bit, and I don't have a
And
bracket to look
scared.
at because my computer died. So, and I'm tired of hearing quadrant above all else.
Stop confusing people.
And remember, quadrant is capitalized.
Chris, goddamn. All right. Oh boy. Okay. Matchup number 1, and by the time this episode comes out, the bracket will be out, so it'll be a little easier to follow along. But
Just know
you
we're
know-
in the upper left quadrant right now.
God damn it. You can also watch the videos on YouTube, which gives a little more visual on there.
Yeah. And we make a little bank.
Him like a little bank is what we make. Alien versus Suspiria.
Son of a bitch.
Ooh.
You guys can sit and talk about it all you want. I am going to say Alien. This one's easy, and I'm gonna wait till you guys decide.
From Mr. I don't like space movies over
Right.
here.
But it's Alien. It's the best space movie of all time.
Why do you hate Suspiria? That's what I want to know.
I don't hate Suspiria at all, but it's not better than Alien. Period.
Might be better than Alien.
Get the fuck out, Rob. You can want it to happen all year. If that's what you're gonna do, that's fine. I'm more than happy being on the right side of history here, but no matter how much you want it,
prepared to fist fight Damien Maffei.
yeah, he's already mad at you too.
Here's where I'm at, is that I genuinely think I like Suspiria more than Alien, but I don't feel strongly enough about it that I'm willing to fist fight Damien Maffei.
You can like it more all you want, guys. Come on, it's not Aliens. It's not any of the other ones. Alien versus Predator. It's fucking Alien, dude. Like that. That's on Mount Rushmore.
Right, but so is Suspiria.
It's not on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. Suspiria, and Rob disagrees with me on this, but Suspiria, I think, is the best representation of the era of Argento that a lot of people think of. It's my personal favorite of his movies entirely. It's my favorite Giallo film.
It's certainly his most popular film.
And my question here is, like, how much does personal preference play into this? Because these are both, I can't base them off of quality. They're 2 very different movies, but they're both the peak of what they're doing.
Yeah, but see, I think Tenebrae is a better Argento movie.
See, I
And a better
understand, but I
Giallo.
disagree.
I can't believe you two.
What are you doing, Kat?
It's tough.
I'm
having a
leaning
really tough time
one
with this
way at the
one.
moment, but I'm not happy about it.
I'm leaning Suspiria, but I am kind of ping-ponging a little bit. The thing about Alien is that, like, from a social sense, I think it does something really important, whereas
Mhm.
Suspiria is a little bit more honed in. That's more of a personal horror. I don't really know if that's a bad thing, but I do like how socially relevant Alien still feels.
Yeah.
Personal horror movies always age really, really well because fears are all, personal fears are all more or less the same.
Yeah, it's also, though I'm being clouded with Suspiria by my love of Italian people and their culture, as you know.
You dirty fuck.
So
I'm glad someone is paying
Yeah,
attention to
that's-
that on the show.
that's really
Mhm.
getting in my way.
My foot's gonna be getting in the way of your ass.
I'm leaning Alien
The fuck you leaning for, man? It's Alien.
because it's Suspiria.
It's
They're
Suspiria.
both really good, Mikey.
They're not on the same planet. No pun.
Stop making puns and saying no pun.
I've seen Suspiria a lot more recently. Like, it's still on my mind. I actually, Mr. Cat's boyfriend, who has never seen Alien, got me the
What?
Alien box set so we can watch Alien, which I'm
Mhm.
looking forward to. But it has been a long time since I've sat down and watched it, and I'm wondering if that isn't playing. It doesn't matter, because if you choose Alien,
But I sat down to watch Alien with my 16-year-old not long ago, and he watched a half hour, declared it boring, and stood up and left the room.
Did he watch Suspiria yet?
He has not watched Suspiria yet. No.
Well, let's see his reaction to that one.
now here's a
Um,
good question: did you finish watching Alien once your son left?
I don't think I did.
Ooh, that seems damning.
Yeah.
Would you have finished Suspiria?
We're damning Alien is what we're doing. We're damning Alien.
I'm just trying to get to the bottom of a tough choice.
Yeah. It's
This
tough.
one's not that tough.
No, this is the first one, too. Jesus Christ. I hate to do it, but I'm going Alien. I'm not. I don't feel good about it at all.
That makes me feel a little bit better about going Suspiria, because that's the way that I'm leaning. And I don't feel real confident, but I think if nothing else, it deserves the pity vote, right?
She said it, Damien Maffei. Go kick her ass. Go kick her ass.
You both get your ass whooped for
I'm
this
gonna-
one. I'm staying out of this one.
I'm gonna start doing push-ups in case I have to fight Damien.
You might. You might. This is strike 2 for you now with him.
I
As far
know.
as he's concerned.
This one's real, unlike the last one.
This might be strike 3 because you doubled down on him being banned from the Nick Wu Cage cast. So, you know.
He doubled down on fighting Nick Cage.
He did. He did.
He's banned from being on the show, and he's banned from listening to it.
All right.
But I these movies are so close to me, but I do think Alien is probably the right choice.
I have
Wow.
a feeling that I'm going to watch Alien here in like a week and regret not picking it. It's one of those movies though, like when you come out of it, I know how hyped I get about Alien while I'm watching it,
Mhm.
but with distance from it, the one that I'd want to watch right now is Suspiria, you know?
Yeah. Did he get you a collection of all the Alien movies?
Not all the Alien movies. We found a collection of like the first 4.
Oh, I've got that. Yeah.
Good pickup too, Mr. Cat's boyfriend.
It was a pretty good pickup. We actually went to pick up Evil Dead, which he also has not seen, but they didn't have it, so
Oh, yeah. He should see Evil Dead.
I know.
All right. Next matchup. This one's a reprieve. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974 going up against The Omen 1976.
Oh.
Okay, just to stall real quick, because this is going to be a really quick choice from everyone. While I was at the exchange looking for horror box sets and not picking up Evil Dead, we did
Mhm.
find a box set, and it was the shadiest looking, sketchy ass box set. Big, thick box, like army green cover, right? And it says, horror best 10 film on it. If
What?
it hadn't been so expensive, I would have left with it just for the
Yeah.
joke alone. But I did take it out of the case. It was, behind one of those glass display cases. Took it out of the case to see what the best 10 film were. And it started off, it was like The Exorcist, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Nightmare on Elm Street, and then it was like Poltergeist. And I was like raising my eyebrow at this. And then The Shining was on there. And then the Friday the 13th remake. And
Oh, nice.
Oh, Lord.
we just jumped into remakes so hard after that. Like the Omen remake was on there, and like it's like you're just tossing shit around now.
Yeah.
I am so happy that you are outing them for bootlegging the way they are, because there's no way all those has licensed together.
There's
That's first of
no
all.
fucking way.
They shouldn't be doing it in the first place. And goddamn, should you put those movies in the same fucking box? All right.
And then
Oh,
I was
God.
like, And then Mr. Cat's boyfriend is like, are any of those 10 best film? Because he's laughing about it. I was like, one of them. And then the guy that had to open the case for us was like, is it The Shining? Like it was a question, and it's like, no, buddy, it's not The Shining, but nice try.
I have a nice Evil Dead box. It doesn't have all the movies in it. It's got the first two, and then oh shit, my alarm.
What's that for?
I set an alarm because I was watching Greg's live today, and something happened that I wanted to tell you about, Mikey, and I didn't want to forget.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad that I said it. So he was playing. They were playing Save the Last Franch.
God damn it!
And he does a thing where the audience gets to vote.
Oh, that's good.
On a matchup too, which would be nice. It'd be nice if we could do that, but we don't have a live audience, so it doesn't work for us.
Yeah.
But he does, and the matchup the audience was voting on was Scream versus Hatchet, and Hatchet won.
Oh, Christ almighty, man.
And I wanted to make sure that you knew that.
Darth Gregor on TikTok, a lot of horror content. He's live every Saturday night. I have been missing them, and I have been regretting it. Like I've been meaning to get there, Greg. I will be. I'm sorry. I do miss them. His lives are usually good, despite bullshit like this. There's no fucking way. I like Hatchet a lot, but there's no fucking way.
I don't know, man. According to the viewers of Darth Gregor's channel, Hatchet is a better Franch than Scream.
He might get banned on TikTok again just for allowing some nonsense like that to even happen on his platform. Shame on him. Greg, what the fuck? I wish I had my Greg button. Kick him right in the dick, Greg. God damn it. Come on.
And
now.
I knew I had already been drinking old fashions at that point, so I set an alarm so that I would remember to tell you.
I'm so glad you set an alarm for that.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
So what was the matchup again?
It's The Omen versus Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We don't really need to talk about this matchup.
No, it's The Omen, right?
Get the fuck out of
here. Damn it, Rob.
It's a clean sweep for TCM, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Next matchup.
It should be noted, The Omen is a good movie. Like I like The Omen.
I like The Omen a lot.
Yeah, I do too. It's a step up from Poltergeist.
Yeah,
it would beat Poltergeist. That's it, really.
Yes.
Well, that's not it, because it went up against Amityville, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, I guess.
That was tough for me though, because I see those movies being pretty equal.
All right, next matchup is The Exorcist 1973 versus Black Christmas 1974.
Oh, that hurts because better is greater than fun. I like one of these more than the other one, but I don't know that it's better.
This is the second matchup in a row that I've had to vote against Black Christmas, but it's The Exorcist.
I mean,
Mikey, if you also go Exorcist, I'll feel a lot better about voting for Black Christmas.
I don't think I can, man. Look, The Exorcist, it's really hard putting certain subgenres up against other subgenres. Like that is the hardest part of this. And a good example of that was Killer Clowns versus Chucky or Child's Play last week. They're polar. Will and I were talking in Discord about it several times. He blames us for that one, by the way. So he's off blaming the wheel. He blames the wheel for all of them except that one.
What?
Oh.
Yeah. And I said I didn't even pick. It was decided before I got to go. Why you mad at me? And he said, yeah, but you were going to do it. I was like, God damn it. But yeah, Black Christmas is a slasher. And, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if everyone said, let's do something different, we would have no more slasher movies. Granted, a lot of them suck, sure, but we wouldn't get the good ones without, sifting through the bad ones. And this is one of the greatest slasher movies of all time. Like, I'm going Black Christmas.
Oh, God damn it.
I'm sorry, Kat.
I have to tie break this? Oh, God.
The Exorcist isn't just one of the greatest possession movies of all time.
It's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Right. One of the greatest movies of all time.
But so
one
is
of
Black
the greatest
Christmas.
Horror movies. One of
Yeah.
I personally disagree with this, but a lot of people hold this up as the scariest movie of all time.
I agree with that. It's still the scariest movie I think I've ever seen.
Disagree.
And also I will say that one of the complaints, one of the knocks that people give to The Exorcist is that it's just like all the other possession movies.
It's not.
It's not.
But they have been, and there's a reason why it's just like all the other possession movies. It's because for the last 50 years, people have been remaking The Exorcist essentially,
You ain't
Yeah.
lying.
and no one has done it as well.
You ain't lying. This is hard. Like,
It's
The
very close.
Exorcist.
Again, last time Black Christmas was up, it was against Jaws, and that was very tough for me. I picked Jaws because when I made my top 200, Jaws was like number 5, and Black Christmas was like number
7, I
7
think.
or
Yeah.
something. This time, The Exorcist is number 3, and Black Christmas is number 7. I mean, they're very close, but it's still The Exorcist. It's such a fucking good movie, no matter what Cat's friend thinks.
Can I refer to my list to see what order they're on also? That might have to be how I do it, because honestly, like, this is so close for me. I love both of these movies. Throw shade sometimes
I
on
was
The
gonna say.
Exorcist. I do, because because there's that whole like scariest movie ever thing. It gets tossed around so much. It's the top of every horror list. I think it gets excessive after a point. But if you sit down and watch The Exorcist, like, there's not an experience like that. You know, they've been remaking it, like Rob said, for however many years, and they've not done it remotely that well since, including the Exorcist sequels and Believer, you know. But Black Christmas also, when we talk about this a lot, I feel like it's maybe one of the most feminist horror movies ever made accidentally, which is just incredible for a slasher movie that kind of stumbled into it. It gave us so many good tropes. I love Black Christmas. I am referring to my list, guys. I had to pull up my 100 horror movies list. Mikey, I'm sorry. Gotta go through with The Exorcist.
Don't be sorry for me. I mean, I don't. These are both really good movies.
They are 13 and 15 on my
Yeah,
list. They're like
so close. This is a
so
tough
close.
matchup. We talked both of
This one
these. You talked
hurts.
about Mount Rushmore before, Mikey. Both of these are fucking Mount Rushmore
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
And I want it on the record. I like the subgenre that spawned from Black Christmas a lot more than I like the subgenre that spawned for The Exorcist. But if we're just putting these films,
But also in the slasher subgenre, people tried different things, and I'm
that's
not sure that
true.
anyone ever really tried anything different in the possession subgenre. They just went, "Oh, let's do that."
Not with
Eh.
movies, which is crazy because I really like possession books as a subgenre.
Yeah.
My best friend's exorcism is like a really great example of that.
Yeah,
But when you
but
look at
watch
the
that movie. The movie is unwatchable.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad paranormal, a lot of Insidious, and they get so popular. That's the thing with Exorcist too. Not to keep dragging it, but you know, it gained a lot of its popularity because of how controversial it was. You know, demons, especially in the 70s and all that shit, and they had priests in there, and like it was for its time. Like I don't think it's the scariest movie of all time because I've watched it
I think that.
in 1990 whatever that I watched it, you know, and it just that time wasn't the time for the height of the fear and how real this movie was for the early 70s. Like the church and everything was still very heavy in people's lives, man.
There is something about that though, because Black Christmas, I'm sure, feels as like those fears feel as real today as they did in 74.
Right. Yeah, because and that's why I like the slasher genre so much, man, because
Yeah.
it's when done right, it preys on reality. And The Exorcist, that's what it did for its time. And that was like, you know, how dare you bring the church into film and demons and all that shit. Dude, nobody who watched this movie after the 70s or even the 80s, like honestly, my opinion and anyone who watched it after that time really doesn't matter about how scary it is because we don't know the time it came out. Like
I didn't see it until the 90s, and I'm not a religious person at all, and it scared the shit out of me.
That's crazy, man.
The movie, there's something about that movie that I just find absolutely terrifying. There are very few movies that scare me. I mean, let's be realistic. We have And it's not just we're adults and we know better. It's all make believe, but also we've watched a bajillion horror movies and we're sort of desensitized to a lot of things.
Right.
So it takes a lot to scare us, right? But two of them off the top of my head are both from the 70s is The Exorcist and Halloween. Both creep me out for very different reasons.
But Black Christmas makes you very uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable, but I don't think it doesn't really scare me.
It's not but to make you feel that. I don't know. Yeah, again, I'm not mad either way. These are both great movies. Just for me, it's Black Christmas, and I'm not gonna get mad at anybody for The Exorcist.
Mikey hates
This was
The
a really
Exorcist,
tough
confirmed.
This was a really, really tough one.
And it's William Friedkin. Come on, the man just died.
All right, well, that don't matter. I feel bad for him, his family, all that. Very talented man, but I ain't gonna go swaying no murder madness stuff now. This is serious shit over here.
I love William Friedkin so much. I don't know if you guys have watched the documentary where it's literally just him talking about The Exorcist, but it's fucking fascinating. For 90 minutes, just watching an old man talk about a movie that he made in the 70s. It's so amazing.
Fair enough. Lost my vape. All right. The next matchup is, and this is gonna be an easy one, but everybody look into the future for next week's Murder Madness because of what the decision we just made and the decision that's going to be made here. Carrie 1976 going up against Halloween 1974.
Clearly it's Halloween.
It's Halloween.
Oh yeah, but next week's going to be a bitch though.
Well, I already have my list, so
Rob
I know.
has a cheat sheet, but
You don't know shit. That list is the most fraudulent thing ever made. The most fraudulent thing since that guy stole the Islanders. He told us. I really lost my fucking vape. All right, yeah, that's easy. Halloween.
Yeah,
sorry,
Halloween.
Carrie.
Yeah, I don't think Carrie's that good anyway.
thanks for coming, though.
What did Carrie beat?
Carrie.
Did Jeremy Melton enter the 70s for some reason?
Carrie beat a Bay of Blood.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. All right. Oh boy. Okay, Chris. Next matchup is Event Horizon going up against.
Oh, so we've now entered the lower left-hand quadrant.
God damn it. Yes. The left side of the bracket still, for everybody who's not trying to be confused. Event Horizon 1997 going up against Candyman 1992.
Oh, Chris, sorry.
Ow.
Candyman all day.
Oh, my heart.
This one's easy. This one's real easy. Candyman.
Yeah, this is Candyman, Cat. You don't have to
I
think
know
about
it's
this.
Candyman, but it hurt.
Who would you rather fuck, Candyman or that haunted spaceship?
The whole spaceship? Hang on. It was conjuring like visions and shit. We don't know. No, Candyman. I've got to say Candyman. It's sad.
I'm not sad about it at all. Look, Event Horizon's a very good movie. It lost to a much better movie.
It did.
Candyman is incredible.
This is just one of those like matchup things that kind of sucks because Event Horizon would have been in like my last couple, from this, but it would have been going up against Candyman.
Right.
It fucking sucks that I'm losing it so soon. But yeah, it's Candyman.
Fair enough. Candyman taking out two great films, Event Horizon, and in round one, took out The Poor Leprechaun. Let us not forget that.
One great film and a leprechaun.
I still got my leprechaun button, goddamn. Be nice. Okay. Next matchup. Ooh, shit. Bride of Chucky, 1998, going up against Funny Games, 1997.
Oh, Bride of Chucky.
Okay. So I've lost this one, no contest, but without shame, I'm voting for Funny Games.
How you gonna do that, Kat?
Better is greater than fun, Mikey, is your answer.
That is not a better horror movie. It's not.
It is, though.
It did different things better, but everything Bride of Chucky's an icon. It reset an already storied franchise.
Funny Games is scarier and more inventive, which are the two things I look for in my 90s horror. I pass it through. Again, guilt-free conscience. I'm going to sleep well tonight.
If the qualifications were what is more boring, Funny Games would win hands down. But since it's we're looking at better is greater than fun, it's Bride of Chucky.
How is a home invasion movie more inventive than two dolls going
Because of the meta
possessed dolls?
commentary.
That's not inventive.
It was in 97.
No, not in 1997. It was not.
Yes,
That
it
Bride of
was.
Chucky, two dolls fucked in that movie. It don't get more inventive than that.
I guarantee you it does. There's porn for everything, Mikey.
It wasn't done in funny
They were not
games.
coming up with that in the 90s.
I'm going for Bride of Chucky. I do like funny games a lot. I love that movie, but Bride of Chucky was great. Like, it just checks every mark for a horror movie, and that's a really good one. What did Bride of Chucky beat last round? Oh, that was a tragedy. I was upset about that. All right, Bride of Chucky moves on. Oh, fuck me in the ass. Okay.
No, thank you.
You haven't talked to me for that, Mikey.
This one sucks. The Silence of the Lambs, 1991. Going up against Scream, 1996.
This one actually does kind of suck because I do have a post-it note in front of me that says better is greater than fun. But
Yes.
also,
The better movie is Silence of the Lambs.
the better movie is
No, it's
Silence of the
not.
Lambs. The better horror movie might be Scream, though. Like, at the risk of winding Mikey up again, when I think of horror movies, I'm gonna think of Scream a lot faster than I'm gonna get to the Silence of the Lambs.
I'll never understand that, but okay. I mean, I love Silence of the Lambs. I take no joy either way here, but I mean, it's Scream.
Scream couldn't even beat Hatchet earlier today.
Oh, kiss my ass. No, I mean, it's Scream. Like, Silence of the Lambs is great. Again, two very different movies. You have a prototypical slasher going up against, what Silence of the Lambs was, which was a very mental movie. But it's Scream, I think. I mean, this one's easy for even me.
It's funny how it's easy for you and it's easy for me, yet we have different answers.
Yours is wrong. There's no way.
Oh, are you committing to Silence of the Lambs? Am I tie-breaking this?
Oh, I'm 100% committed to Silence of the Lambs. Yeah.
Fuck.
All this shit you talk about Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, but it's a better movie than Scream.
I don't understand that. A better horror movie than Scream? There's no way.
We have to accept that it's a horror movie because you insisted that it be on the bracket.
Because it's
That's
one of
true. If it goes on the bracket,
it's the most decorated horror movie of all time. Yeah,
everything's a horror movie. And
Silence of the
everything's
Lambs.
a horror movie.
Hannibal Lecter? Come on.
so Silence of the Lambs is better than Scream.
No, I don't think so.
Let me refer to my list while Kat thinks.
That's godforsaken thing.
I'm having a really tough time with this because when it was Jaws and Black Christmas, it was like I felt like Black Christmas was more of a horror movie than Jaws, and that gave it an edge. But in this one, it's harder because it's like, even though I think of Scream more solidly in the horror movie category, it's a lot lighter. It's more fun. Silence of the Lambs, I think, might be scarier.
I have Silence
How
of
the
the
hell?
Lambs. I have Silence of the Lambs at number 19 on my list.
How are we going to go this far with saying for however many months Silence of the Lambs is not a horror movie, and then we're going to call it scary?
Well, first of all, it made the bracket, and second of all, everything's a
course.
horror movie, and third of all,
But if it's scary, how's it not a horror movie?
And I have Scream at number 61.
because
That's
it
shameful.
feels so much like a police procedural at times, which was always kind of the borderline thing for me.
Like 7.
Yeah, but without the torture traps.
Look, here's the thing. Silence of the Lambs, clearly the better movie.
Yeah,
I don't think
Without
so.
a doubt, the better film.
I don't think anyone's questioning that.
I'm questioning it.
That is insane, Mikey.
It's a lot slower of a movie.
But it's a much better movie.
I don't think so.
I can't even argue with that level of crazy. Like, you can watch both the movies and clearly one is better than the other.
Well, it depends on what you're looking for in a movie. What I'm looking for in a movie, Scream hit all of it. Silence of the Lambs didn't hit all of it. It hit everything that was in that box for what they made in Silence of the Lambs. It hit flawlessly. But there's more shit in the Scream box. So, I mean, it screamed for me easily.
Which one is more meta?
There's more shit in the Scream box. Really should be taken as a slogan by that company, though.
There's more shit in there.
Okay. I know you guys are waiting on me. I'm looking at my post-it note over here. Better is greater than fun. I think I have to go Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
I don't
never
like it, but I'm contractually obligated.
It's a better movie.
From either of you again, do I ever want to hear that Silence of the Lambs is not a horror movie? Never again.
I want it on the record that I came down on the side of it being a horror movie. I just think Seven is more of a horror movie than Silence of the Lambs. Both of them fall under that category, and that was before I decided everything else did as well.
Yeah, but every time it came up, it's like, oh, it's barely a horror movie. Every time.
Well, confirmed Mikey hates Ted Levine.
That's not true. I call him Big Daddy. I don't know where you're getting that from. I'm the only one here that calls him Big Daddy.
He's asked you to stop.
Yeah, we actually got an email.
I think he likes it.
We got a cease and desist letter.
There is nobody who doesn't want to be called Big Daddy. Nobody in the damn world. That's a hell of a nickname. Rob, start calling me Big Daddy.
No.
God damn it.
Big Dummy, maybe.
Okay. The last matchup on this side of the bracket.
So finishing out the lower left quadrant.
God damn it. I can't wait till these quadrants are gone.
It's going to be a while.
It is. A lot longer than my drunk mental math had panned out. The Blair Witch Project, 1999, going up against Army of Darkness, 1992.
Oh, this one's easy. Army of Darkness all day.
This is a tough one for me. I love both of these movies. God damn.
Mikey, you can love both of these movies, but one of them is Army of Darkness.
Yeah, but one of them is the Blair Witch Project, man.
All right.
I will say this. I think that the Blair Witch Project is a much better experience than Army of Darkness. I don't know that it's a better movie, though.
Is it not? The realism that was captured, nothing in Army of Darkness was real. Literally. Nothing in it was real.
I'm also not sure it's a more replicable experience than that's my thing with Blair Witch Project is it has no rewatch value for me whatsoever.
Yeah.
I've gotten everything I'm ever going to get out of that, but I have as much fun and excitement watching Army of Darkness today as I did the first time I saw it.
Yeah, like I was thinking the same thing, Kat. Like I can't even remember the last time I watched Blair Witch Project. Because I never sit down like I want to watch a movie. Let me put on Blair Witch. You know,
No.
like it's a great, like it was a great theatrical experience when it came out.
Sure.
And I do like it a lot. I understand, you know, it did something that we hadn't really seen before. I mean, I know found footage had been done before, but it did found footage in such a different way.
Yeah.
At the time.
How you guys can say better is greater than fun as many times as you said it and be so instant on this.
Is Blair Witch a great movie? Like, is it like a great movie?
Yes.
I don't know that it is.
Better is greater than fun, but if that's when it comes down to like a tiebreaker, both of the movies have to be like I'm not sure Blair Witch Project is better. You know, I think Army of Darkness is both better and more fun, like across the board.
There is nothing, and this is coming from somebody who loves Army of Darkness, loves Evil Dead, all that stuff. There was nothing better in Army of Darkness other than how much fun it was. There was nothing. The effects were terrible. They do not hold up. And the acting was awful, but it was fun to watch and it was a good time.
Hates Bruce Campbell, confirmed.
That's what I heard.
Bruce Campbell's great, but his acting was not very good in this movie. You cannot argue. It wasn't supposed to be, though. Like, is the thing. They did what they did in Army of Darkness and it was great, but it wasn't good. It was so bad it was good. I just don't understand how better is greater than fun and the Blair Witch Project, man.
Because I don't like the Blair Witch Project that much as a film. I liked it as an experience when I was a kid, and now it's done.
Yeah, it doesn't have all of the stuff that a great film has.
No.
There's no great camera work in the Blair Witch Project. It's just them running around.
There's no great story. It
No.
doesn't have that lingering sense of, like, you can watch it for the first time. You can get really wrapped up in it and feel tense. But, like, I don't have any kind of
There was a great
lingering
story.
opinions about that. But it wasn't, really.
They started in Blairstown and they were interviewing all the people, and these college kids were going out there, and this witch is fucking with them, man. And then they get stuck in some vortex in the fucking. What do you mean? It's a great story, and the camera work was dog shit, but it was real. That was the thing. It's not easy to make it look that real. I've talked to Eduardo Sanchez several times, and he's gone over the shit they had to do. Even in '99 when this came out, the cameras were better than this, and they had access to cameras that were better than what they used. They went out of their way to make it look real, to the point where people were sending fucking funeral arrangements to these people's families because it was that they made it that real. This one's not
that
a
also
question
had a
of-
lot to do with the marketing campaign.
It did, but if it didn't look real, no one's gonna buy that.
It was a great cultural moment. Like, they did a lot of things that had not been done before. It paved the way for a lot of stuff, but I just don't think it holds up as a great movie.
It was a time period in horror that I did. This one's great. You guys can't say better is greater than fun anymore.
I can. It's a tiebreaker, though, is the thing. Like,
There's
Blair
no
Witch
tie.
Project, that's what I'm saying. There was no tie. I didn't have to refer to the post-it note because this one's just a clear-cut Army of Darkness.
The post-it note made the decisions. This is
No,
if you
the
guys are going
post-it
Army of
note
Darkness, that's
made
fine.
the tiebreaker.
What, are you going Blair Witch, Mikey?
Oh yeah, easily. And I love Army of Darkness, but Blair Witch is the better movie. It's the bigger movie.
All right, Mikey hates Bruce Campbell. Confirmed. I'm going Blair Witch.
Wow.
All right.
No, I'm not. I'm going Army of Darkness.
You can go Blair Witch.
All
You
right.
can hate Bruce Campbell too. I understand.
So better is no longer greater than fun. It's
Better
official.
is greater than fun.
Apparently not. What's better in Army of Darkness? Everything was bad.
No,
All right.
it does. Like, I just don't think Blair Witch Project holds up as a film, as a movie. This is a movie ranking. I don't understand where you're coming from with this one. I really don't.
I just watched Army of Darkness 2 weeks ago, 3 maybe. Loved it. It was great. It was fun. It was a good time. But I'm not sitting there going, wow, look at how well they did anything in that movie. It's, oh, that was goofy and I laughed. Blair Witch was scary. Blair Witch was a horror movie through and through. I mean, this was some blood and some guts and a bunch of really bad digital skeletons.
That was stop motion. It was supposed to look like that, Mikey.
It was, but that's what it looked like, though.
It's not bad if that's what it's supposed to look like. If you
It's
hit the
still
mark, you hit
bad.
the mark.
Skinamarink did hit its mark.
Why is Skinamarink not on the quadrants?
Because we don't have a shitty movie quadrant.
We don't have a 2020s quadrant. All right. Well, that might be the biggest shame of, like, that one was easy to me. I don't understand that one.
I don't I understand the decision that was made. I don't understand how we got here.
If I had to sit and watch a movie, I would watch Army of Darkness all day long. It's a fun movie, but it's just not better made than I keep fucking calling it Paranormal Activity, than the Blair Witch Project. It's just not. But okay, it moves on. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 more matchups. Oh, and this one's a heartbreaker.
So now we are in the upper right-hand quadrant for you
God
playing
damn
at
it.
home.
This one's a heartbreaker for me. This one might be the most painful one of them all.
Okay.
It's Child's Play 1988 against Cujo
Ooh.
1983. And I know the fucking answer, and I don't like it.
Okay.
It's Cujo.
It's Cujo.
Really? Like just that quick?
Yeah.
Rob.
I was wavering back and forth a little bit, just because, again, I feel like I think of Child's Play first. I feel like I have more fun watching Child's Play. We
Mhm.
all know I don't have a good time watching Cujo. It makes me sad. but it is so well done.
I have Child's Play at number 58 on my list and Cujo at number 90. I am going Child's Play.
How do you have Cujo at 90?
I'm just not in love with it. It's fine.
It's an incredible film, though.
It's just a good movie.
Dee Wallace's performance is like unmatched.
There's no Chris Sarandon in it.
So, Dee Wallace is in Cujo. What more do you want? Wow. All right. Well, Cujo moves on, but I don't know how the hell you get. And I'm the biggest Child's Play fan here.
Well, clearly not.
I am, but
Mikey hates Chucky, confirmed.
I'm not going to sit and watch Cujo often because it's a very uncomfortable movie. But that's what makes it great, that it was able to achieve that with a playful, lovable dog that they made look possessed and demonic almost, and Dee Wallace and a kid in a car. That's masterful. All right, Rob. He's full of bad decisions tonight. I can't get it. That one's. Oh.
Yeah, I actually didn't need to go to my list on that one. I knew it would be Child's Play for me, but I wanted to point out that I had Cujo at 90 because it makes Mikey mad.
You got to change that, dude. That's you should be ashamed of that one.
If I changed it, it
bad.
would move down probably.
Oh, what's above it? Real quick. What's above Cujo?
89 other movies.
Yeah, but what's the one above it?
Oh, the one right above it?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm not going to sit here and list off 89 movies.
No.
Let's just make Mikey really mad again.
Let's see, where are we at? Number 90. Number 89 is Terror Train.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I like
I
Terror
don't
Train.
think you could have picked a better movie specifically to irritate Mikey.
Jesus, Rob.
Terror Train's good.
Child's Play's good too. I like Child's Play more than Cujo, but you gotta be able to recognize what's better here. Terror Train can't get better than Cujo. I feel like it's on Rotten Tomatoes. All right, the next matchup. Oh, this one's gonna make me cry. Maybe The Thing, 1982, going up against My Bloody Valentine, 1981. Fuck you
Wait,
guys,
My Bloody
man.
Valentine got through last time? It never wins.
What did it beat?
I don't know.
Okay, it beat out Poltergeist.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, it never
checks out.
wins, and it did win this. It did win its last matchup. It is no longer advancing, though. This is the thing.
That's fucked up, man.
I like how Rob just assumes I'm going to side with him.
Because you are.
I am.
You
there's
can
no
do
way.
what you want, but this is being recorded. Yeah, people are going to hear it.
I know.
You guys haven't had a problem this far. Don't get shy now. I mean, I seen this coming a mile away, but I like My Bloody Valentine, man. It's,
I like it too. It's just not as good as the thing.
Yeah, I do feel bad for My Bloody Valentine because I feel like this is the first year that it hasn't started with a really rough matchup right out of the gate. I would have liked to see it go further, but I'm not insane.
I'm going My Bloody Valentine.
My Bloody Valentine also on my list ahead of Cujo.
That's wild.
You're just
And again,
irritate him now.
I like My Bloody Valentine more than anybody here, probably.
And ahead of Child's Play on my list also.
Really?
Yeah.
The original?
Yeah.
I don't know. I got to think about it. I don't remember. All right. My Bloody Valentine out. That's a fucking shame. It's a really good movie. Ooh. This is a hard one. Next matchup. Friday the 13th, Part 6, 1986. Going up against the original Evil Dead from 1981.
This one's not that hard for me.
It's not that hard for me either, and I have
So
a
Mikey's
feeling Kat and I are
tie-breaking.
yeah. Because this to me is Jason Lives.
This very clearly for me is Evil Dead.
God damn it. And both franchises such a cult following too. Friday a little more mainstream, but there are cult Friday fans, like the real ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't want to pass Evil Dead through the first round, so.
Damn.
I love that you and I had we bonded over a hot Army of Darkness take, and now you're like, I didn't want Evil Dead to pass through.
I don't like the first Evil Dead that much.
I know you don't, but that's just insane to me. It's my favorite one.
It's better than Army of Darkness to me.
No, it is not
It's
better than Army.
definitely
It
better
is.
than Army of
Yeah, it
Darkness.
is.
No, it is not. It is fourth in the franchise.
Army of Darkness is not a good movie. It's a B movie.
It's the second best in the franchise.
Stop that.
Wait,
so your ranking is 2 Army of Darkness,
2 Army of Darkness,
Rise?
Evil Dead Rise, Evil Dead, and then that fucking remake.
Wow.
Evil Dead Rise might be the best one to me. I don't know. I'm not cementing that. I just want everyone to know, to me, I liked it that much that it rivals the number 1 spot.
I will say it's closer to the number 1 slot than I'm comfortable with.
It's
The thing
a really
is,
good movie.
though, in my rankings, numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all very close.
Yeah.
Oh, but and then that 2013 thing is not.
I gotta go Friday the 13th here, guys.
Oh.
I
respect it, but you're wrong.
It's number 1 in the franchise.
It is a better movie. It's a lot more fun to watch. It's Jason Voorhees at his best. It doesn't get much better than that.
Well, it gets a little bit better than that in Evil Dead, but whatever.
I don't think so.
Knock it off, Cat.
And Evil Dead, I love Evil Dead too, but I mean, I have a Necronomicon right next to me. Yeah, I love that movie.
I'm gonna come take it away. I'm gonna send the aliens to pick it up for me.
You've lost your Necronomicon privileges.
Yeah, I spent $200. I spent more money on that fucking game than I had any business spending because it was Evil Dead, and I wanted to support it. I spent like almost $300 on that fucking game.
But to be fair, having a prop having a rough prop from a movie doesn't mean you love it, because I've looked at buying a lament configuration several times.
No, it doesn't. But the fact that I spent almost $300 on a game I didn't, at the point of after spending $200, continued to spend money on a game I knew I wasn't going to play. Dude, it was to support Evil Dead, and I wanted the game to do well because it's Evil Dead. I past part 6, I can't. I would put it past probably a good amount of Friday movies is not going to be part 6.
Would you take it over Jason Goes to Manhattan or Jason Takes Manhattan? Whatever the fuck that movie's called. I'm drunk.
If we were doing it for this bracket, yes, I would put Evil Dead over Jason Takes Manhattan. If I was going to watch one, I'd pick Jason Takes Manhattan.
I don't understand you.
Dude, it's Jason Voorhees killing the shit out of people with a fucking guitar. What's not to understand? I want to see that shit. Oh boy. The next matchup is Hellraiser 1987. And this is the second time this matchup has happened in Murder Madness.
For the Lord Humphrey Cup?
I hate you. Against A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Ooh, what did I say last time? Can I just piggyback off of that?
Wow.
Well, there's no question which way I'm going here.
No.
Clearly, it's A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, you throw shade on both. I didn't know with you.
I'm the only one here with a Nightmare on Elm Street tattoo, Mikey.
I'm gonna come take it away from you.
That girl you picked up, right? In Orlando?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. This is hard.
This one, it's not that hard for me.
Why couldn't it be any other Hellraiser movie? It would be so fucking easy. But it's that first one. It's a masterpiece, man.
It's so good.
I'm throwing a lot of words around about that movie.
It is a masterpiece, Rob. But is it better than Freddy Krueger?
No.
See, what the biggest factor for me here, and I gave Hellraiser something stupid like a 9.7 or something.
That was stupid.
Something ridiculous. That's Hellraiser 2022. I gave it a 9.5.
What did I give it again?
A 7.2.
See, that seems high to me because I really feel like it's like a 6.3 movie.
I feel like you came out of Hellraiser impressed.
Right.
Because you had expected not to like it, and you found nice things to say about it while it was fresh on your mind.
100%. I gotta go Nightmare here. I get no joy from this fucking pick, man. I am screwed either way.
The real
This
question
one-
is which way's Cat going?
Oh, I'm going Nightmare.
You're
Oh,
going
wow.
Nightmare?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't
you could have
sure,
told me,
'cause-
God damn it. I didn't have to.
I'm sorry. When I said it was easy, I assumed people knew that I love the story that Hellraiser tells. I love the design. I love the aesthetics of it. It has great practical effects. It also has that hokey lightning from the 80s that I hate with a passion. But overall, I think it looks really good. The characters are phenomenal. The book is one of my favorite books of all time, but we're not counting the book. We're counting, what the movie showed us. And it does have some flaws. I can't find flaws like that in Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, it's pretty much a perfect 80s horror movie for me.
There's some flaws in Nightmare.
I don't think so. I think you're wrong.
I mean, they're supposed to be in Ohio and there's fucking palm trees everywhere.
Yeah. That's how Ohio is.
That's the flaw, though, that it takes place in Ohio. That's the flaw.
No.
I forgot about that.
I mean,
Uh-uh.
and I can't. The thing that I always think of when I think of a Nightmare on Elm Street is when he pulls that dummy that's supposed to be the mother through that window.
All right. Can I on record then give Hellraiser a pity vote? I think it deserves a pity vote somewhere.
I think it does. Yeah.
All right,
And it's
pity vote then.
close. This one is really, really close for me. But it's just Nightmare on Elm Street is my favorite horror thing that came out of the 80s, I think about this one a lot. It got me into horror. Yeah.
But Cat.
Yeah.
Terror Train also came out in the 80s. So
Son of a bitch.
It did.
I'm just saying, you might want to rethink your statements.
I'm not going to, though.
Hellraiser should never, the original Hellraiser film should never be clean sweeped out of anything. So, I want to show it a little bit of love then if it's already, because I do think
Yeah.
it's Nightmare, but just out of respect.
Out of respect. I
Out
completely
of respect.
understand.
Okay. Damn, man. That one sucks.
No,
That
no, no,
one's
no.
rough.
Hey, goodbye. Pin.
Oh, you stop it. That's not nice. Okay. Goddamn. Oh, next matchup. Oh, this one sucks for me too. Fuck this wheel, man. Setting up like this. The Devil's Rejects, 2005.
Oh, so we've moved on to the lower right-hand quadrant.
I thought you were drunk. Why are you paying attention?
I don't know why you're not
Lower-
announcing when we change quadrants.
Lower right hand in lowercase letters, quadrant in uppercase,
capitals.
just so you know.
Yes.
The Devil's Rejects, 2005, going up against Freddy vs. Jason, 2003.
I'm just not real sure what to do here, guys. I'm going to need a moment to collect my thoughts so somebody else talk.
This is hard for me.
I will say I don't remember what it went up against, but I voted Freddy versus Jason out over something last week that I liked a whole hell of a lot more than Devil's Rejects. So this one's pretty easy for me.
This
Dawn of
is
the Dead.
maybe the easiest decision we'll ever get, Mikey.
No, it's not, man.
It's clearly Freddy versus Jason. What the fuck are you talking about?
You're both going with Freddy vs. Jason?
Oh, hands down.
That's shameful, dude. I'm going Devil's Rejects out of at least respect because now
Make
I
it
don't
a
have
sweep. Make it a sweep.
It
Come
don't
on.
deserve a sweep, dude. Devil's
You know,
Rejects.
Devil's Rejects is basically a police procedural.
Devil's Rejects, dude. They had a girl. They cut off some dude's face and put it on a girl. She got hit by a truck. Dude, that
That's
movie
so stupid.
is not
That
stupid.
was
It looked great.
stupid. No great movie has ever had the line "Tutti fucking fruity" in it.
Oh, it has Tutti fucking Fruity in it a lot of times. Did you consider that? Like the first time it's silly, but the 7th or 8th time.
Yeah. No great movie has ever had a character asked if he's fucking chickens.
Dude, Devil's Rejects is a great movie. It's one of the biggest cult movies in the genre. For you to just shun it like that is wild.
It's fucking terrible.
It's an awesome movie. It doesn't give a fuck. It does what it wants. And it was bloody. It was brutal. There were points that made you uncomfortable. It's a really good movie.
It has a really good soundtrack.
Damn. Freddy vs. Jason over the Devil's Rejects. That's crazy. It's crazy. It's not crazy of the outcome because I like Freddy vs. Jason a lot.
Yeah.
But for it to be that easy is wild.
Mikey hates Freddy and Jason. Confirmed.
God damn it.
You voted against Freddy twice in a row.
No, I didn't. I went Nightmare. I mean, that's a pity vote, man. You can't hold a pity vote
You still
against
gave
me.
your vote to Hellraiser, and then you gave your vote to. Shame on you.
Yeah, it wasn't easy for me either time, man. And
You ain't no Nightmare fan.
And Freddy vs. Devil's Rejects, honestly, is me just throwing in. It's kind of a Killer Clowns versus Chucky thing. I got to think about it anymore. So I'll just throw a pity vote because, like it doesn't matter. But that's really hard. I honestly, you know what? Fuck it. I'll go Devil's Rejects. Officially.
All right.
Yeah. Freddy vs. Jason's really good, but we're talking horror movies here, man.
But
like
you hate Freddy. We understand.
Yep,
I do
it's
not hate
fine.
Freddy.
Mikey hates Freddy.
Okay, next matchup. Oh boy, Will's not gonna like this. Oh.
I don't like Will.
Oh wait, no, I skipped one. Okay, even before that, we got 3 more matchups left for this round.
And Will's gonna be mad at us for one of them.
Yeah, and then next week we'll have rounds 3 and 4. So we got 3 more here, and this one's hard as well. Damn, man, the bottom of this fucking 2000s were rough,
Yeah.
and we thought it was gonna be a cakewalk. Let the Right One In, 2008, going up against Shaun of the Dead, 2004.
Damn it.
This one's easy for me, but I understand the
Cat,
problem.
I'm gonna need
I
you to shut up.
understand the problem.
My vape's at 69%, if that helps you at all, Rob.
Kind of does, actually.
Oh, deal.
I'm going Let the Right One In.
Why? Because I don't know what to do here. Help me.
Because it's fucking amazing. Shaun of the
Sick.
Dead is so fucking good. It's so good, but Let the Right One In is just next level fucking brilliant.
Let the Right One In. I have to give credit where credit's due. It's a beautifully made movie. I don't think the story does as much for me as Shaun of the Dead. Like Shaun of the Dead tells a really good, very relatable, very human story about zombies. And I love the balance of comedy to like genuine feelings and tension and fears, and also those practical effects. Again, those are gonna get me every time.
I have Let the Right One In at number 8 on my list and Shaun of the Dead at number 40.
Okay, that's too low, and I feel like we have to talk about that.
That does seem really low. Like I was even shocked to see that I had it that low.
Shaun of the Dead is my number 5 movie for the record.
The thing about Let the Right One In that always kills me is just how heartbreaking it is. I think the story is brilliant. I think it's heartbreaking on a few different levels. I think it's heartbreaking for the vampire who's trapped in a little kid's body. I think it's heartbreaking for the old man who has clearly been assisting this child and been in love with this person for many years, probably his entire life, and now he's aged and going to die and is being replaced by someone younger. I think that what that little boy goes through throughout the film, being bullied and everything, is heartbreaking and brutally bullied too. Not like some bullshit being called names. Like they at one point towards the end, they're gonna drown him, which leads to one of the coolest scenes ever filmed. That fucking pool scene at the
Really
end
cool
is so
shot.
amazing. There is nothing. There are no flaws as far as I can in my mind and Let the Right One In. It's just perfect.
That's kind of how I feel. Well, not the heartbreaking thing, but I have a tough time finding flaws in Shaun of the Dead. I think it's just an exceptional story, and I agree with you about how heartbreaking Let the Right One is. Let the Right One In is. That was harder to say than I thought it was going to be. But the thing with Shaun of the Dead is those are just such like, and this is what I like about zombie movies. This isn't even necessarily specific to Shaun of the Dead, although Shaun of the Dead I think does it exceptionally well. I love in the zombie subgenre how human all of the problems feel and how relatable, like, and it's not to say that the fears and pain of Let the Right One In is not believable, because I feel like we all have those fears of being replaced and being attacked, but just there's this kind of like ethereal immortality that I don't relate to, as well as just getting through day to day, and when Sean loses his mom, like that gets me every time, and then he doesn't I there's something just because that doesn't feel like as horror of a fear on the surface, but then there's just like that constant turnaround of he doesn't have time to grieve because more stuff is just on top of him, and that just it strikes such a chord with me, And when we talk about Shaun the Shaun of the Dead, we talk about like how funny and like well told it is as a story, but it really just it gets me.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons I probably had Shaun of the Dead at around at 40 on my list is I'm not the world's biggest zombie movie fan. Like I
Yeah.
just don't that's not my subgenre, that it just doesn't appeal to me in that way. Usually I find them kind of boring. Shaun of the Dead obviously is not boring, that's not what I'm saying, but also I tend to discount horror comedies a little more than maybe I should, but yeah, I mean they're both really good movies. And I've also gained a huge appreciation for Shaun of the Dead just from reading the book You've Got Red on You,
Yeah.
which I'm still making my way through. But just to know what Edgar Wright and crew went through to make that movie and stuff, it's a pretty interesting story too. But if this was, there are only a handful of other movies that I might pick over Shaun of the Dead. Let the Right One In is one of them.
And I will say I might be a little bit biased also because the thing that you brought up about subgenre, like vampires are just not my thing. I get zombies,
I like me some vampires.
I'm not a huge vampire person. So it is coming in for me at a disadvantage.
Yeah, and I do also consider Let the Right One In the like best vampire movie ever. So there's that too.
All right. I'm going to go Let the Right One In. And the reason I'm going to do that is, and you guys were talking about it, it's the zombie thing for me. I'm not the biggest zombie fan in the world either. Huge Walking Dead fan. But the story of The Walking Dead is what really, like when everybody, all my friends were telling me, gotta watch Walking Dead, give it a try, give it a try. I went like a month without watching it until they said, all right, sit down, stop what you're doing. We're fucking watching Walking Dead. We're getting it over with. I didn't even want to watch it because, you don't see different things done within, like, it's usually inner turmoil, other groups, you lose someone important to this thing and it makes it more meaningful to overcome it. Honestly, other than making it fun and funny, they really didn't do anything different with zombies in this movie. Like, and nobody really does, other than what was it? World War Z or Nations or whatever the fuck that was. And that was stupid. But that's why people don't do anything different with zombies, because it's like that's what they are. There's not many things you could do differently with them. Shaun of the Dead also had a $6 million budget. So that's why the effects never really, I mean, they were great, but you got $6 million and you're making a zombie movie, your effects should be pretty good. And it had a lot more money than Let the Right One In did. Let the Right One In did more, like it didn't have the equivalent to it would be if they had Dracula in, Transylvania in a castle. They didn't do that. They did something different. So I got to go Let the Right One In. The margin's thin though.
I respect the decision, but I am mad at you. Not not for the way you went, but for the way that you got there.
Why?
And I just feel like we have to air this out now. First of all, you're like, zombies aren't my thing. You were the only one of us that voted against Suspiria for a zombie movie. And second of all, the fact that you think that you brought up Walking Dead telling a human story and then didn't vote for Shaun of the Dead is going to infuriate me until the day I die.
Because Walking Dead it's an unfair advantage as far as their story. They had a series. They had, who
And they
knows how
still
many
didn't
hours.
do as much as Shaun of the Dead.
Of course they did. What do you mean? They had Lori who cheated on Rick. Rick was still alive. She left him behind. Shane, come on.
And I do also resent the idea that Shaun of the Dead didn't do anything new with zombies. I think what they did was a lot more nuanced than
Like
what
what?
Let the Right One In did. Okay, because it came out in 2004, and it was the first widespread movie, the first movie that got like real attention that used like the zombie virus as like the metaphor for media addiction in the age of social media. And that is such a huge thing now that it doesn't seem that revolutionary when you're looking at all of the zombie things since then that did it. But I do think it was ahead of its time in that regard.
I mean, I guess, but kids being hooked on TV and the internet wasn't exactly a new thing. My mom yelled at me for that shit all the time before this movie came out. Like it pointed it out, yeah, but then it was clever. I mean, it just, as far as a story and what they were able to do, like it just wasn't, I don't know, like it was just clever. That's all it was to me. But over Suspiria, I picked what the hell beat Suspiria?
Dawn of the Dead beats for you, right?
Dawn of the Dead. I think I threw it a pity vote, didn't I? Yeah, there's no way I honestly picked. Yeah, I think I threw it a pity vote.
All right. I am not sure you did, but
I
okay.
don't remember. But that's Dawn of the Dead, though. I mean, it's not like I picked a random, like, that's a really good horror movie. But yeah, I mean, typically, like, those are the ones, though, that set up the wave after. But like, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, those are pillars in there. Like Shaun of the Dead, just this is what it was making, was the Dawn of the Dead and Night of the Living Dead movie. But the margin's thin. It's just
All right.
Let the Right One In's really good.
Like I said, I'm not, because the margin, I gave a very passionate case for Shaun of the Dead, but the margin is thin. Like, even for me, I understand, and I'm not mad at the decision. I'm just mad at you.
That's fine. Be mad all you want. Shaun of the Dead's a really good movie, and I enjoy it when I watch it because it's Shaun of the Dead. It's fun. It's funny. It's not a slow burn zombie movie, so like, obviously it's more enjoyable. But I mean, to me, it's not. I don't know. It wasn't. I don't put it on that shelf. A lot of people do. That's all. It's right under it, but it's not quite. It didn't quite make it up to that shelf for me.
Mikey hates Shaun of the Dead, confirmed.
God damn it. I think I gave Shaun of the Dead. I gave it right around the score you did. I gave it an 8.4. You gave it an 8.7.
Well, and my score would have been higher had they not taken the shot at Prince.
All right. 2 more matchups. Here's the matchup that's going to piss off Will. I don't have my thrill me button, so thrill me. Trick or Treat 2007 versus Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon.
Ooh.
Fuck.
Wow.
Okay. I feel like I know what I'm doing, but I could be swayed. So
Will might hate me for this, but
feels real passionately.
it's Trick or Treat. And I don't like it. Trick or Treat's really good. And they both did something very different. Anthology, not very different, but kind of like the way they did it, was a good twist on it. And I love Trick or Treat so much. I'm officially going Trick or Treat.
So I know what the answer should be, but I don't like it.
Kind of how I am.
So I'm trying to convince myself that and actually on my list, Behind the Mask is higher than Trick or Treat.
How?
Behind the Mask is 42, Trick or Treat is 57.
See, your list is wrong.
Rob, I know you haven't been too big on the pity votes, but if you wanted to throw one out, now could be the time.
Here's the thing. I like Trick or Treat a lot. I don't like anthology films, generally speaking, though.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that Behind the Mask is just a great send up of slasher movies that then turns into a slasher movie.
Yeah.
Which is something that we don't see that often.
They switch gears big time. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a moment where it clearly switches gears, and the character says the documentary's over, and then bam, we're in a different kind of movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I love that so much. I'm gonna pick Behind the Mask, and I know it's gonna lose, but it's not even a pity vote for me. It's Behind the Mask.
Wow.
That's fair. And they are close for me. I am going to go Trick or Treat. I'm on kind of the same page as you. I don't really like anthology films, but the one that can always, because I'll say I don't like anthology films and then people immediately throw out like their 6 favorite anthology movies. And the one that always kind of gets me back around that it's done well sometimes is Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat and Creepshow are really the only 2 I really like.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be mad about it. I knew Trick or Treat was going to win when you read the names, but for me, I think that Behind the Mask is a better movie, but I'm not going to argue too much about it.
Yeah, and it is it's a fucked up matchup for it.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
And I do see some movies I would pick Behind the Mask over. I just can't, like, Trick or Treat is so good. Like, it's just really, 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 really good. And Leslie Vernon isn't like an, I use the term loosely because I don't know if Sam really hit that ceiling with the rest of them, like Freddy, Jason, Pinhead, but it's hovering right in that atmosphere with them, with Sam.
You're seeing a lot more like Sam stuff at like Spirit Halloween and things like that. Yeah, I do see that stuff. And it's, to be fair, also, I haven't watched Trick or Treat in a long time. I could possibly be swayed by that. I remember really liking it, but I mean, it's been, I don't know, at least 10 years since I've watched Trick or Treat.
Yeah, I've watched it recently. I think it holds up.
I also haven't seen it for a long time. Mikey, just out of curiosity, if I had voted The Strangers over Behind the Mask, which way would you have gone this week?
I would have went the same way. Oh,
Okay.
Strangers over Trick or Treat? Oh,
Strangers over Trick or Treat.
Would have made this much easier for me.
I don't know. Honestly, probably Strangers.
I don't understand your brain.
Dude, it for a movie to make me feel how The Strangers felt, I mean, come on. I mean, Trick or Treat's great, but there's no moments that, scared me, or like there were moments where I was like, holy shit, here and there, but it was like it hit different than The Strangers.
Are we sure those aliens didn't get in there?
No, my butt's fine. Yeah, but I don't know for sure though. That's really hard. I'm honestly glad that's not the matchup, because it's a lot harder than this. I can tell you that. And this one's hard, but I'm sorry, Will. Trick or Treat's great. Yeah, that one sucks. God damn. There's just some movies we always fucking end up losing, And
Yeah.
Leslie Vernon, he was in one of our brackets, and you just want him to win so bad.
Of course, the other thing, you mentioned the thing about Sam becoming sort of an icon, and he is. I think Leslie Vernon will never, because that mask is so dumb looking.
He is held back by his own mask.
Yeah, it's hard to put that mask. Like they're never going to make that as a Halloween costume, because nobody's going to buy that dumb thing.
Yeah, that's true too. And even like I mentioned budget on one of the last ones. I mean, it's kind of unfair. Trick or Treat had 12 million. I can't even find what the budget for Leslie Vernon was.
My guess is it's not 12 million.
It surely is not. So
my guess is it probably wasn't even half of 12 million.
Absolutely not. So, and that's a shame of it too, because the charm of Behind the Mask, but Trick or Treat had charm too somehow, even with all the money it had. Like, it just had some magic to it. And I hope we get that remake that's been getting talked about for a long time and recently. So great movie. I don't know what they're waiting for. All right, final matchup. Oh, this sucks. All right. This is we had so many tough fucking matchups in a row, and we end with this one, which is very anticlimactic.
Do you want me to fake a hot take here? I don't know what it is.
Yes, I do.
All right.
The,
Oh, actually, I remember what it is. Do you want
Mhm.
Rob to fake a hot take? Because it's just going to be a take for me.
yeah, it's Saw 2004 versus American Psycho 2000. And Rob, I know you're gonna ask. American Psycho beat out The Ring last matchup. That's how it got here.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I know you were gonna ask. You're gonna
Yeah.
ask.
All right.
It's Saw easily.
Yeah, I mean, I
Like,
think this is the second week in a row I voted for Saw.
Yeah.
Who would have ever predicted that would happen? But here we are.
not me.
And a hot twist, I'm voting for American Psycho.
Now, I haven't, again, I mentioned this last week. I haven't seen American Psycho since it was in theaters. So it's been a really long time. I might watch it and decide that it's as good as everybody seems to want to tell me that it is. But just based on my one viewing of it, I did not like it. And so I would have to vote for Saw. Although I will say Saw does not feature any songs by Huey Lewis and the News.
I was just going to bring up that American Psycho has a good soundtrack. Saw also has a good soundtrack, though. So
But not Huey Lewis and the News.
that's true.
How awesome would that have been if Jigsaw was just rocking out to the heart of rock and roll?
I would have you know how much I love the Saw franchise. There are very few things I think would have improved it. If John Kramer had just been listening to like dad rock
Yeah.
when he was in his studio, that would have made it so much better.
Just like hanging out with that one a new drug playing.
Yeah, I think I think I like American Psycho more than all three of us. I'm pretty sure. I'm not in love with it. I think it's overrated, but I do think it's really good. But it's just, I mean, that it's not on the same planet as Saw.
I
Sorry,
normally
I was
would
getting
argue
ideas for killer beats.
with you. Let me know when you do that, and I'll bring some Saw music the same week. Yeah, I normally would argue with you about you liking American Psycho best, but actually I was the one person that voted against American Psycho last week, so
American Psycho's good. Just
Think about
some people,
I do like it.
yeah, it's not a wide, like it's not a lot of people, but man, some people just scream about this fucking movie nonstop. It's like, okay, you know, what's his name's ass is great and all, but let's not get carried away. The movie's, I don't want to call it upper mid. It's better than upper mid. It's a good movie. It's just, you know, I don't see anything that it, I mean, I'm sure Rob disagrees with Devil's Rejects, but I don't see anything on any of these movies here that it beats that we talked about from the 2000s, the 80s, or the 90s, or the 70s.
Oh, I'm sure there are probably a couple.
It beats Jeremy Melton.
Well, I mean, tonight. Yeah. No, not
tonight.
Yeah,
Okay.
tonight. Like I put Carrie over it. I put The Omen over it. Well, I don't know. It might beat The Omen. No, it doesn't
might
beat
be
The Omen.
Carrie.
It don't beat Carrie. Yeah, I don't. This was the weakest.
I really need to rewatch it.
American Psycho. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You get to see what's his name's ass, dude. I don't know what you're waiting
I
for.
remember. I got a lot to do, you know. I'm a busy man.
Nothing's more important than those cheeks, the flawless cheeks. You know how much time went into it? You don't just roll out of bed after a couple months and your ass look like that. That's work right there. Let me see your ass, Rob. This don't look like that.
He has been replaced by the aliens.
Okay. That sucked. This tournament is a bitch. Just scrolling through, holy Lord, we have some really, really, really difficult decisions next week. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. All right. So next week's going to be a doozy. We're going to be doing rounds 3 and 4. And then I don't have a bracket in front of me. I believe it's the semifinals and the finals following that the following week. Follow the show at Slasher Radio on Twitter. You can vote on the polls.
Do that. We'd love to see how you guys vote. We're
Yeah.
curious.
I'm super interested.
Rob's not, but I'm genuinely baffled by some of the last poll results and would like to see more.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. So follow us on Twitter if you want to vote on there. And, you know, anything that goes on with the show, you guys get notified about it. It's a really good hub for everything going on. Patreon.com/Slasher Radio. Tier starting as low as $3 a month. There is a 1 week free trial. So you can binge as many as the Patreon shows and Easter egg stuff and everything else that goes on there for a whole week. Decide if you like it, and you can sign up. Like I said, tiers low as $3 a month. Support the show. God damn it. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Our YouTube is now partnered at Slasher Radio on YouTube. A bunch of different stuff going up on there. By the time this comes out, I'll have our Scream discussion on there with Nev Campbell and Scream 7, and just little excerpts from the show. Slowly but surely, it will be increasing.
Assuming your computer's fixed.
Or the aliens don't take me. Whichever happens first. I might have a better luck with the aliens right now. Get me started.
Computer will be fixed. Manifest it.
I'll be bringing that hippie shit around here, Kat.
Namaste.
It's a good visual aid for the show, as well as some other stuff that we put up there, horror related, horror gaming related, all that stuff. So subscribe to us on there. It does help us out. I think that's really, I feel like there was something. Oh, on-air meeting. We had talked about doing a horror villain or horror character Royal Rumble on one of the WWE 2K games. Rob and I were talking about it, and we obviously mentioned it to Kat, and we were kind of glossed over it a little bit. But guys, that's perfect for the YouTube.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Well, I have reservations about it.
Why?
We can talk about it off mic.
God damn it.
50%. Yeah.
All right. Well, you gave me stuff to delete. Great. But yeah, check out the YouTube, please. And I think that's it. I don't know why I feel like I'm forgetting something. I'm at Mikey's Dead. You can check out the other show that we are going to be putting out an episode sooner than later called Cult FM with, I don't have my button for this. This is bullshit. With Little Miss Huge, Clown Penis, Ali Surreal. Now it sounds like I'm just saying huge clown penis for no reason. It's ridiculous.
I'm not certain that you aren't.
I'm not. I don't have my button. It's bullshit. Yeah, you can check that out wherever you're listening to Slasher Radio. It's called Cult FM. Our next episode is slated to be The Ring. So buckle up for that one.
Oh, Kat's favorite movie.
I like The Ring. I'm not even going to deny it.
It's not the best way to promote a podcast. I was like, hey, come listen to us. We're going to be talking about The Ring.
Now you know how Rob gets into trouble.
That's a tough sell.
Yeah, it's like I've been saying it for weeks now too. It's like they're gonna wait that long to hear about The fucking Ring. I don't blame you if you don't listen to that one. I'll be honest with you. But yeah, follow everything for the show. God damn it, I'm at Mikey's Dead. Rob, what about you?
You can find me on Twitter at Radio Rob123. You can listen to the other show that I do with Kat, the Nick fucking Woo Cage Cast. That is Nick Effin Woo in your podcast players. And we should have just released our episode on Wind Talkers.
I never heard of that.
No one has.
There's a lot of Nicolas Cage movies that no one's heard of.
I've never heard of that one in my life. All I know is that it has Nicolas Cage in it. Obviously.
It does. And Mark Ruffalo.
We should just one single week throw in a movie that no one's ever heard of that doesn't have Nick Cage in it, just to really throw everyone off the scent.
The best way to do that would be to do that and act like Nicolas Cage was in it.
Yeah.
Just casually.
It's going to be a nice change of pace after having to watch Christmas Carol the movie last week.
Hey, I didn't listen to that one. Oh, no, I don't remember. It's been a blur.
Are you saving it for Christmas?
No.
Based on our numbers, I'm hoping that's what a lot of people are doing.
That's going to be what I request from everyone I know for Christmas. Like, could you please watch this one specific episode? Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at cat_velour, VOLEUR. You can check out my website, catvelour.com. You can come see me in Williamsburg on April 12th through the 14th. I will be there for AuthorCon.
Come by, say hello, and we'll sign your book.
Wheel on your book. Rob's got a mouse in his pocket.
They're gonna buy a book from Kat. I'll be like, you cannot leave the table until you let me sign that.
Rob's gonna ruin it. All right, guys, rounds 3 and 4 next week. Good night from Slasher Radio.
All the best of Slasher Radio podcast.